Welcome to this Word of Hope. It's Saturday, September 27th, and we're continuing in hearing of now we hear from the prophecy of Zechariah, and we continue to hear the disciples still figuring out, but we find the disciples confused about who is Jesus really? What does it mean that the Son of God has come and that Messiah? And they're hearing about a passion, a death, more darkness, it seemed. A figure that has really influenced me the last few years is a cardinal from Vietnam who passed away in 2002, Cardinal Van Thuan. And he was imprisoned for 13 years, a very open, active, successful bishop, and then was imprisoned and stuck in a cell. Well, this might be cheating. I want to actually just read from his own reflections as our word of hope today. How do we, in the midst of the confusion of how God works, can find that way and that faith in Jesus? Beloved Jesus, this evening, sitting toward the back of my cell, without light, without a window, the stifling heat, I think with overwhelming nostalgia of my pastoral life. 8 years as bishop, living in the residence only 2 kilometers from my prison cell, on the same street, near the same seashore. I can hear the waves of the Pacific and the bells of the cathedral. Once I used to celebrate the Eucharist with a gold-plated paten and chalice. Now I hold your blood in the palm of my hand. Once I used to travel the world over to attend conferences and meetings. Now I am confined to a narrow cell without a window. Once I used to sit and visit you in the tabernacle. Now I carry you night and day in my shirt pocket. Once I used to celebrate Mass for thousands of faithful. Now, in the darkness of the night, I give communion under a mosquito net. Once I used to preach the spiritual exercises to priests, religious, lay people. Now a priest, who is also a prisoner, preaches the exercise of St. Ignatius to me through a crack in the wall. Once I used to have solemn benediction of the Blessed Sacrament in the cathedral. Now I have Eucharistic adoration in silence every night at 9, softly singing the Tantum Ergo and the Salve Regina, and concluding with this short prayer. Lord, now I am content to accept everything from your hands, all the sadness, the suffering, the anguish, even my death. Amen. I am happy here in this cell, where white mushrooms are growing on my sleeping mat, because you are with me, because you want me to live here with you. I have spoken much in my lifetime. Now I speak no more. It is your turn to speak to me, Jesus. I am listening to you. You do not speak to me of the past or of the present. You do not speak of my sufferings or of my anguish. You speak to me of your plans, of my mission. So I sing of your mercy in the darkness, in my weakness, in my annihilation. I accept my cross, and I plant it with my own 2 hands in my heart. If you were to permit me to choose, I would change nothing, because you are with me. I am no longer afraid. I have understood. I am following you in your passion and in your resurrection. God bless.